Major step forward for SoFi Technologies Inc. as it received approval to create bank. So you definitely must have heard this news. It was one of the biggest news out there today, the 19th of January 2021. So it announced that it has received approval from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency and the Federal Reserve to become a national bank holding company through its proposed acquisition of Golden Pacific Bank Corp. So SoFi Technologies Inc. expects its deal to close in February of this year, 2022, at which point it will contribute $750 million in capital to Golden Pacific Bank Corp. So regulatory approval for this transaction represents a major step forward for SoFi and its overall strategic vision. So what we're reading now is an analyst note from Morningstar. So the author of the piece of this note is Michael Miller. So currently deposits received through SoFi Money accounts are swept to the company's bank partners, as SoFi is not a bank and cannot hold their bank deposits. Under this arrangement, SoFi does not have access to the funds themselves and must use external financing to support its lending operations. With access to a banking charter, SoFi can now retain its clients' deposits and utilize them as a chief source of funds to expand its lending operations and increase net interest income. While SoFi offers a wide variety of financial products and services, lending remains its largest source of revenue. Becoming a bank holding company offers SoFi the opportunity to materially improve the efficiency and size of its lending programs. Okay, so this is, amongst other things, what these folks have indicated in their notes. So this is a fresh piece, but before now they had this risk and uncertainty about the company. So they went on to say, we assign a high risk and uncertainty rating to SoFi. SoFi's finances are in a strong position, particularly after the company used a portion of the proceeds of its part merger to pay off its revolving line of credit. However, the nature of the company's revenue streams, its reliance on capital markets, and the untested nature of its business model add substantial uncertainty. So they expect SoFi's other segments to provide an increasingly large portion of its revenue over time. For now, SoFi generates the majority of its income through its lending business. So this was written as at far back as 15th of June. That was about 6 months ago. So what is interesting is that SoFi is getting this license at a time when the yields are rising. The yields on the treasuries are rising, squeezing the margins on banks. This is coming at such a time, and at the time as well when the purchases of mortgages and loans from the banks by the Fed is dwindling down or coming to an end. This is a difficult time for banks and a lot of financial institutions. Those purchases enables those banks to have funds available for them to continue to move on and do other things and offer more and more products to the general public, and it keeps driving the economy and all that stuff. So amongst those other things, you can see why things are going awry because of the roll up of those programs by the Federal Reserve. So it's a difficult time at the moment, but in any case, fingers crossed. The fundamentals are positive. SoFi is making giant strides and moving on and achieving its goals. The fundamentals sound, yes. And we have also seen that its short interest is about 30%. Let's get that figure. Short squeeze. Let's get the short interest on SoFi. I can see that it's I think yes, I think we had it before, if you don't mind, but it's increased by 12%. I want to believe I saw it that's 30% or thereabout, but there is some skepticism towards this stock. Okay, maybe we can use some of the, let's see whether we can get any figure from Fintel. Let's see what they're saying here. Let's see what Fintel is saying concerning short interest. I think it's saying 10.24%. That's still okay. And the dark pool is 40.81%. So it's 10.24%. Okay, so but all in all, we can see that as at yesterday, the 18th of January, price triggered a new 52-week low event of $12.65 at 11:21 a.m. Eastern US time, and then that was 12.65. So it actually ended up closing lower than that 12.65. So it closed at the 52-week low, and then suddenly this news came and it has spiked. So at some point during that session, from 11:30 a.m. up to 2 p.m. There was a significant aggression from buyers. You can see that. That's why we have these higher highs and higher lows. It's an indication that at various times sellers are trying to take advantage of the ensuing rally, but they never succeeded. So it was a good 2.5 hours that buyers were very, very aggressive. At some point it declined, got support from its 50-day moving average, and ultimately it closed below all of those moving averages on this 5-day chart. But what we can say is that from all of these indications, it appears to be in a strong bearish trend. Okay, let's have a look at that through its 1 month chart. That will give us a good reference of about what we are reading down there. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that this is the underlying trend for this last 1 month. So it's saying that it appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Shares are below a declining 200-day moving average, and the MACD histogram is beneath its signal line. So even though it has it rallied a bit, but still hasn't changed a lot of things. Momentum for SoFi is strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. So this is okay. This is not exactly representing that. This is the 1 month chart. It's not exactly reflecting that. So we're going to have a look at that, at the momentum. That's what we just read out now is the momentum for its daily chart. So today's volume, the 19th of January 2021, was heavier than usual, trading 181.973 million shares versus an average of 18.687 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. So let's quickly have a look at that that daily chart or 1 year chart, the 1 year chart, and we'll see. That will give us an idea of what we are looking at, what we just called out, the momentum. Okay, you can see that. See this. See where the stock is now. It's just right where its 10-day moving average is. So even though it rallied, but it's still in a bearish trend. This is the underlying trend. It's bearish. All of its moving average on this 1 year chart are sloping bullishly, sloping bearishly downwards. So this is the unbalanced volume indicators. The slope is negative. You can see that. And this is the momentum. That's what we read out. It is oversold, indicating that what does that indicate? That buyers are. What does that indicate? It indicates that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. Yes, but it doesn't really take sufficient account. Well, okay, the fact that it rallied today is still not enough. So buyers are actively selling shares overall. Okay, yes, because also at some point today they were also selling. They eventually got into the whole. They succeeded in driving the price lower. Yes, and then that there is a lack of buying interest. Okay, all in all, yes, the interest to buy is not as high, but the fundamentals look right. They are all very much in place. So let's see whether we can determine a 1 month target for SoFi. Let's pull down and get the 1 month chart and see what we can make out of this, of what's going on here. So when we take this high of 14.28 and this low of 13.87, 14.28, 13.07, that will give us 0.41. That's the difference. 0.41, 0.41 times 2.618. You can always use 1.618 or just 1 or even 3.618 to multiply that difference, but we are going to stick with 2.618, and that will give us 1.07 plus the closing price of let's use this closing price of 13.81 or 13.71 plus 13.71. we have a target of 14.78. We may have determined a different price target for the stock in previous videos, but this is just an addition to the ones we determined previously. So our target is 14.78. Let's quickly have a look and see whether it has ever reached that sort of levels of late. 14.78. Well, yes, in the last 5 days, obviously, yes, it was at as at the third of okay, this is the last 1 month. Okay, 14 point. Okay, since last 1 month easily has actually been above that. So see what you make of SoFi stock. We have a target of 14.78 within the next 1 month, and I thank you very much for watching this video.